Okay, there are different things. Here is the CC looper, and this is the CC-LRE. The CC looper, the black one, is a recorder for send out CC commands from a synthesizer, which can export and import CC commands, and we loop this. See, these MIDI cables, these are connected to the synthesizer, the Nordirec 3 for this example. And one short thing, it's very easy. I press mute. I can mute 4 machines. The Nordirec has 4 inbuilt synthesizer, not voices, parts, so 4 independent synth voices, and for this I have this looper built, but I can use other synthesizers. So I go to the length button and select one of these voices, and this is the loop length. Now it's very short and I can make it very long with this, for example. So it's moving very slow. So this is a long looper, and on this second part, let's have a look. The third part, for example, what is this for sound? I make it louder so we can hear it. Okay, this is this sound. Okay, this sound is a very strange one. Okay, it's okay. Then we record this. I make it a bit longer, so I go on this voice, make the selection of the loop line, and press shift mute so I can record. Now it records the loop. So I take this cut off encoder and move it a bit. It's a band pass, so it's a bit strange. And I end this loop now. Now it should automatically move this encoder. I can move a lot of encoders at the same time. That's no problem. I just overdub. I press this again, take another one. Different things. Different thing on the same time. It's now automatic synth voice. So, and I can, of course, when I go to my next one synth part, I too can record the thing here. For example, it's this sound. And for example, I want to change the decay a bit in a short loop. I press shift record. It's a bit too short, I think. Yeah, that's shorter than I can press. Okay, change the length. By moving another fader, it will stop the recording. So I make the system a bit louder so it will change more. So this is the saying of this. In short terms, I can mute this automatization so it stays on this. Okay, that's about the Nord-Rack looper, the CC looper. That's the short story of this thing. And on the other thing is the Nord. And the other thing is the CC-LRE, which is a looper for drum expanders. For example, a drum expander. Here are 32 controls, and there are two different modes. The mixer mode, where I control the parameters of 8 drum voices, for example, on 8 MIDI channels, and this rows, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and different sets of it. So this is the first set with, on the bottom, for example, a CC command on 8 MIDI channels to control the loudness, the chain of the drum voices. Kick drum, tom, and so on. And here, the hi-hat. And this, on the next page we have other parameters like, I don't know, what this exactly are. So this is the overview mode. I go back to my stock sound. Now I have, with my trigger matrix, change a program change command to load the beat again. So the set of it, of a whole a program change set to remote a synthesizer is saved not in the synthesizer, it's saved in this device, in this dumped out to the drum expander, for example. So we have an internal memory of 256 songs, programs. So this is very expanded. Okay, and this is the mixer overview mode. And if you press this, we are on the edit mode for each single voice. Again, we have 8 voices, so I want to edit the first voice, which is the kick drum. For example, I want to make the decay longer. Or for example, the snare drum, the body of the snare drum, the decay of it, or the snare decay. So I can remote each the single voices with 32 controls, but it's also a recorder and looper of its own CC commands. So this is a bit faster than this one, because this have to record it from an external thing and dump it out. This have all inbuilt with encoders and can show it in real time, the remotes that I've changed. For example, I'm just on the snare and I want to automate. On this loop you see there's a loop indicator. It's a very long loop and I want to change the decay. I just move it. I can move a lot of things at once, if I like. I make overdub on the same thing. If I move one of this again, it will be overdubbed. I can change it in an endless loop. Just change to noise and to body. And the loop now, by pressing the button again, now we have a lot of automatizations which are looped endless. I've forgotten to build in pause to pause it, the automatization, but this is a thing for another video and another overwork of this thing. An overwork of this thing would be 8 displays in the middle or something, or 8 at the top and 8 at the bottom, and this remote at this side, and to fit in a 19 I don't know the word, Zoll in a rack format. That's the thing for future things, and this is a prototype at the moment. For years now it is in this state, but it is functional, I can say. And for example, if I recorded a lot of stupid things here, and I want to change one of the things, I press simply clear select and move the one thing I want to free from its recording, and this will not be automated. It's freed up. The other things are still automatic. If I don't want to be automatic, I want to delete it, I go to delete all. Yes, that's the thing. About automatization in my setup. Yes, this thing I have built 100% on my own. It's the PCB and the things, except to the microcontroller board, which is a very small format. The whole device is not thicker than this. No, like this. There on top of this is buttons, then there's a PCB, and then there is a MIDI socket. Yeah. I would do automatization like this, to not in the trigger matrix, maybe not in the computer, but of course if the computer have the resources and it can do the things fast, then why not make it on a computer? I don't use a computer well, I make music normally, so this was my solution to make automatizations in a song. All these devices are get its commands from trigger matrix to be the loop section, for example, to be synchronized with MIDI clock, of course, and the loop lang to be synchronized with the sequencer loop lang. For example, the loop lang is made here, of course, too short, too long. But the loop lang itself is, for example, a 4/4 takt is 16 steps. But with a third 3/4 takt, it's 12 steps, or 24 steps, or 48 steps a loop lang. So this is transferred for trigger matrix or all my other devices, so they are controlled in a perfect loop. The same as, for example, the CC looper. Yeah. So this is more a thing that is, yeah, I can go in serious with this because I have made the PCB, and this is more exotic because these PCBs I don't have built it, and they are don't built anymore. I don't know, 8 of this at home, and that's it. That can only be a small series for the moment. Yeah. Still prototypes, but overworked in, I don't know, 3 different versions, so it's very at the end of it, yeah, at the end is nothing. But it approved can be all the things. For example, the labeling, I've made this with stickers again, but if you want to go to the mixer page, the labels, you need different labels, for, of course, and I thought of this with displays at this side, so maybe it switches in the mixer overview mode, labels the whole row, and at the top 1 row of 8, which is 4 lines, and each line, or in the middle of this 8 displays, to show on 2 lines this encoder and this, and at the bottom line this and this. So we have 4 lines to label these things. I think that could be a thing of 12 LCDs, small LCDs, like you know it from Trigger Matrix 4. And this could get also LCD. It's not the latest version, but maybe it is the latest, I don't know. It really don't need a LCD. I can make place for it to get it LCD. We will see. That's about automatization. So I showed up now.